Glenn Sharp. First, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for putting your time, effort, and getting all of us out here and giving us the opportunity to collectively get together. And that then leads to, do you have ideas of keeping the momentum going and moving forward, and what is the next step? Maybe I'm asking you before you've had a chance to think of that, but as plans need momentum to stay and to move forward, anybody in the panel can give your idea, or maybe you can tell us you're not quite there yet, but my idea is, how do we keep things moving forward?
For sure. That's an excellent question, and we've had a lot of discussion about that as co-chairs and within the programming committee. So obviously we want the progress that we made here to be put to good use. So the first thing we're going to do is compile the results of all the sessions. There was a reason why we wanted you to write down all your ideas. We're going to be compiling that and putting it into some formal document that we can then use to disseminate. We've also talked about how we would like for this not to necessarily be the last Decarbonize NL conference. So we're looking at the possibility of making it annual or doing something again in the future to keep this conversation going. Also, we've considered some other ideas about, potentially creating an organization that would really focus on decarbonization activities within Newfoundland and Labrador. We haven't made any concrete decisions yet. We're other than putting together that policy document or that summary document from this event. But we're definitely open to ideas, and you'll definitely be hearing from us again. So I don't know if Nick or Brett would like to add to that.
I'll go next. So this is a good problem to have, is that everybody's so excited about this. This started as an idea. Actually, not all of us were even physically present. We were at the Common Ground working space, and we had a little community meeting that Delia and Nick had organized, and I just happened to be there, and we talked about, hey, this might be a cool idea for an event. And now here we are. This is none of our jobs is to organize this, and that's a problem because it took a lot of bandwidth to do this. So whatever we do needs to be sustainable from a labor perspective, sustainable from a financial perspective. So we got a lot to think about. I'll leave you with this, though, before handing over to Nick. We are going to put our email address up at the end, and we would like to hear from you, because what this becomes is organic, but I think it needs to persist, because there needs to be a coherent voice reminding people about that IPCC target, because that is the iron law that is going to govern our planet going forward.
I think underpinning much of my research is that everything that we need to do, and my guiding philosophy of life, needs to be grounded in the needs of communities. And this is a little bit cliche, but I think of everybody here who showed up to this event as a community. So if this is truly an identified need, if there's a motivated group of people who really want to push decarbonization, who really want to push just transitions, who really want to build the just, equitable, and sustainable future that we all deserve, I think that's a need I can get behind. I think our programming committee and our session chairs and the co-chairs all feel the same way. So at an absolute minimum, I think that everything should be driven by the grassroots. I think we should create space for everyone to be involved with the summary document as a result of this report. I think that if there's ever an organization or entity that comes out of this, I think it should be co-designed with everybody in this room. And I think one thing we can commit to is at least promising to have those discussions as a follow-up. Just creating a space where we can, like the initial meeting that this conference came out of. We literally just sat around a room and someone was like, hey, we should have a conference. And then we ran with it for a year, and here we are.
I was like, I'll apply to that MUN conference fund I heard about.
Yeah, for sure. And then Brett went home and wrote the proposal that night, and then Twittered me and Delia and was like, guys, I got $2,500, I think, to do a conference. And then that Twitter thread continues till right now, where we do all our communication about everything. So I think we can at least commit to having some of those organized meetings where we invite everyone in the room and we just ask everyone who shows up, like, what do you think should be the result of this? What do we have the capacity to achieve? So we can certainly commit to holding those conversations and making sure we do some stuff as a result of this brilliant brainstorming and collaboration.
And putting together a package so other people can have those conversations. So sort of facilitating things that don't even involve us, but are under this mantra of decarbonize. It could be decarbonize a neighborhood, decarbonize your business, decarbonize. Like, this is, I think, an organizing principle more than it is an organization. And our next activity is going to be very much focused on next steps. So I will just tease that for now, and we'll continue with the Q&A.